Okay, and we're back with part two of the wrestling show. So I wanted to talk a little bit about a few other matches that also are at WrestleMania that I totally spaced about talking about. So the Intercontinental Championship match, Miz versus Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. Um, I don't know. I'm not quite sure if they're planning on just doing a triple threat match or if this is going to be like a ladder match or what, but I would rather see a ladder match in my opinion. It's WWE's call, but that's what I would say. Um, the Cruiserweight Championship match, I think, between Mustafa Ali and Cedric Alexander, I think is going to be amazing. Um, I don't know. I think that it could go either way. They're both incredibly young um, talented superstars. Um, I don't know. I think that's going to be another one of those matches that could go either way. It's going to be interesting. Um, and I think that it's also good that they're going to have the Hall of Fame inductions on Friday. I think that that's going to work really well for the company as well. Um, and I think that the class for the Hall of Fame doesn't look too bad. Um, Goldberg, I think, is a good choice because he's getting older. He can't really wrestle anymore. Um, I think everybody else honestly deserves it too. Um, little disappointed though because why is Christian not in the Hall of Fame yet? I don't get that either. Or Rob Van Dam. Um, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense either. And I mean, Tommy Dreamer, I think deserves it too. I mean, he's been in the WWE. He's been all over the world. He has his own promotion. I don't know. I think that he should be in there too. I think Batista deserves that too, but I know that he turned it down. Speaking of WrestleMania and Batista, why is he not involved? That's what I don't understand. Why, like he's interested in coming back, and but Vince McMahon basically just gives him the cold shoulder and says, "No, we don't want you involved." Like, why do you not want Batista involved? Makes no sense. Um. Okay, and then we have some people who are injured. So Will Ospreay was injured recently in a New Japan show. It sounds like it's a pretty bad injury. I don't really see him performing anytime soon. It seems like he's going to take some time off. Um, looks like the Young Bucks also are dealing with some leg injuries. So it looks like they might be taking some time off sometime soon. Obviously, Rey Mysterio, he has a torn bicep, so he's wrestling even though they're telling him he needs surgery. So I don't know how smart that really is. Um, so those are basically the injuries that are going on. Trying to think, what else was I going to talk about? Oh yeah. So Jack Swagger had his first few matches in Lucha Underground. I watched some of them. Yeah, I think he can still wrestle. He's still perfectly capable of wrestling. I don't know why other companies aren't giving him more opportunities. Um, hint hint. Impact Wrestling. Why didn't you sign him? Just saying. Um, I think that this WrestleMania is going to be very exciting, very outgoing. Definitely a lot of creativity with it. I've seen the stage and what it looks like. Looks pretty sweet. Um, I think that they're gonna have a good musical performances as well. I think it's gonna be definitely similar to WrestleMania a few years ago in Dallas, I think that we're going to have that type of atmosphere. We're going to have a lot of excitement, a lot of things going on. Um, so Undertaker still has not shown up. That concerns me as a fan because if he's booked for a match against Cena at WrestleMania, he has not shown up yet to even confirm or accept that match. Then what is that really going to look like for all the fans who are paying tickets to go to this? If they're expecting Undertaker versus Cena. Um, and some people say, oh, he's too old and he can't fight anymore and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, Undertaker's always in shape. I don't care how old that he is. He's always in shape. He's always capable of wrestling. So, um, I don't understand why he didn't show up on Raw last night. I don't get it one bit. But we'll just have to find out, I guess. Tonight's SmackDown Live, maybe he'll show up on SmackDown Live. You never know. Um, Speaking of SmackDown Live, tonight's show should be interesting. Got some pretty good matches booked. Um, and could Undertaker possibly show up then? We don't know. Hopefully, yes, because I would like him to show up to confirm to the fans that he actually wants to have the match. What I would do, honestly, is if he wants to have the match, let him fight. Let Cena and him kick each other's asses. And next year, induct him in the Hall of Fame. That's what I would do. I mean, if Undertaker wants to have one last match, let him have it against Cena. Induct him in the Hall of Fame next year, when it's in New York, and yeah, I think that would make perfect sense. Um, Hint Christian too, and Batista. I think they all deserve it, but my opinion. Um, I think that we should also think about the future of SmackDown Live because with Daniel Bryan going back to wrestling, he's obviously not going to be the GM anymore. So we need to think about who could possibly step up and take that role. I have four people that I could name right now who I think would be perfect candidates. One is Edge, one is Christian. After that, Batista, I think, would be actually a decent general manager. Plus, he's wrestled before, and the fans actually like him. Um, and after that, a surprise, honestly. Like, have a Hulk Hogan, have a Sting, have somebody who's a Hall of Famer come in. Ric Flair. Why is Ric Flair not having that opportunity? He's been a general manager before. Give it to him. He knows what he's doing. I mean, yeah, he's older, but still, he's perfectly capable of helping the show branch off and become better. Um, that's just my opinion. I mean, those are just some suggestions, honestly. Um, I mean, look at the job that Bully Ray, Bubba Ray Dudley has been doing in ROH. He's been doing a wonderful job with that whole thing since he retired. And that's the other thing I want to talk about real fast too was the Dudley Boys going into the Hall of Fame. I think is a great opportunity, um, maybe to convince the Dudleys, maybe to have one last match. Um, I would like to see that honestly. I would like to see both of them come back for one last match in WWE. Um, in fact, whoever wins the match at WrestleMania, I would actually book that match for SmackDown Live. Um, I would say Dudley's versus Usos or versus New Day or Bludgeon Brothers. I think would be an incredible match. Um, and why not do it for the fans? That's just my opinion. I think that we're at a point now where we really need to branch off and think about who's going to be the general manager for SmackDown Live after all of this when Daniel Bryan goes back to competition and what's going to happen for the future of the show. So we need to think about that as fans as well.